at our level, it's the easiest and best time to implement circularity. I think when it becomes extremely challenging is when you already have huge productions in place. It has to be innovation and design that leads the way.
It first started with food, and people started looking at, what is in the food that I'm eating. If you think about what's happened with the cosmetics industry, all the hyper-growth businesses in that space are all about total transparency.
I understood, that if I was going to be a designer in this life, I had a responsibility as to what I put out there. I really had to patchwork and then develop and refine things, and then at the same time also observing different innovative independent designers worldwide that were developing along the same timeline as I was.
It won a bunch of awards because of the radical approach that we studied. Like, every material was certified, had 70% plus recycled content. We work with material innovators on prototyping how those materials behave in real life.
It's the thing that strikes me listening to all of you is I think working in the circular fashion space is about thinking differently.
I found that there were a lack of frameworks to really support redesign knowledge making within fashion, and it's about capturing that knowledge and being able to share that knowledge. And through that, it works in tandem with what I refer to as an upcycology, which is really designed to help designers foster a reuse mindset.
As fashion designers, you don't have to limit yourself to fashion waste. If you're thinking about circularity in fashion, it doesn't have to be textiles, it doesn't have to be leathers. It can be absolutely anything.
I went up to New Yorkshire looking for some quite traditional wool to make a wool jacket, and came away with this waste material that from the saxophone and piano industry, where they punch these little dots out of wool. They use the dots and the rest goes to waste. See, data centers are having to look quite keenly at their waste output, and so I was brought in to use their data cables, but it was about finding a way to use something that seemingly was not a material for fashion. It's about being really open, like you say, to non-fashion materials. You have to accept that you're going to get loads of no's. You're going to invest a lot of time and a lot of emails that don't come to anything, but one will. If you throw enough at the wall, something will stick.
Think about what happens to that garment, to that pair of shoes at the end of life.
You're a student or a graduate making one garment. Your impact is already so tiny, like cut yourself some slack.
There's this thing like, this idea of what is the new world order.
You're learning from the people you're working with.
We're the taste makers and we are the thought changers.
We just needed to match compostability of the material to compostability of the thread. So sometimes that solution is very simple, actually.
I think we're in the era where the brands that do well tend to focus on the individual making them, but if you can navigate those spaces and find your community, the algorithms are very clever. If you put the content out there, the circular community will probably find the brand.
Thank you to all of you.